Hey guys, another preview show. G'day, Gord.
Hey, mate, how you going?
Pretty good, mate. We're doing a provincial meeting tomorrow at GOSF, and you don't mind the card for Wednesday's racing.
Some interesting sort of lightly raced horses that might go on. So,
okay. Yeah. It looks some of those races. There's plenty of first starters and first uppers in the market, so that's all. Maybe the success of this show today might be all on you. So, we have Nigel. Nigel was good last week, wasn't he?
Yeah, he's great. I love having Nigel. He's a good man. Good man. And you both won $1 billion off me, so, you know.
Oh, did we? Beautiful.
Yeah.
All right, I'll send bank details. 3-meter rail is currently a soft. Have you checked the weather? And what are you thinking with the track?
Yeah, probably could be a little bit tonight, and they're forecasting between, I think, about 5 and 10 tomorrow. So, yeah, I'd say it'll be the sting out of it. But, you know, like Bomb was wrong Friday and Saturday, so it's not a slam dunk. But we've got a good reference point anyway, Matt, because there was a meeting a couple of weeks ago on a wet track, rail position exactly the same. And there was considerable bias on the day. You had, up and in was a considerable advantage. You had a number of winners win and just, lead and keep on going. You had a couple of OSL wins, and you had, I think, 1 or 2 behind leader winning. So, if it plays like that, the track pattern should be pretty obvious.
Okay, all right, that's good. Let's start with race 1. 1,000-meter maiden for 2-year-olds. The market has, Presolite is the favourite at 420. The horse that has been backed is Russian Standard, sort of like $5 into 460. You can still get other money. Naples next in line for Godolphin. It's 480. A little bit trickling for a horse called Substitution down the bottom. Nothing really else outside of that. And I guess the map makers have a job to do with all these first starters, but they reckon a lot of them have speed. So fast tempo predicted. I guess Russian Standard, who's been the money horse, it is supposed to be 3 wide trying to get to the front. So that's interesting. From Fraser's Amen Corner, which is a good golfing little nickname there. And anyway, stack of speed, basically. What do you think, Gord?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not sure how much you can trust Racing New South Wales map with so many of these being first starters or first up, et cetera, et cetera. But yeah, I mean, it does. I'd be surprised if they let it stay 3 wide, that Russian Standard. But it's got early toe. So it'll be taking go forward position. Yeah, look, I think there's some horses out of this that are going to go on to do some, at least be Metropolitan winners for sure. Looks like a pretty deep race. Sort of hard one to get your head around as well because so many unknown quantities. I do have number 4 Russian Standard on top. I just gave it a real big push for Newman first up, which I'm giving a big tick to at the moment. And Josh Parr Newman on fresh horses has just been gold lately, and it's going to go forward. Well, I'm assuming it's going to go forward, and that could be the advantageous position to be on the day. So it's on top for me. I mean, some negatives there is that it's only had the 2 short course trials, but I really liked Converge, who was a winner as well, went to sort of attack Russian Standard. Russian Standard kicked again, and I like to see that, particularly when it's not a distance that gives you a good idea about how strong the horse is going to be over longer distances. So 4 Russian Standard on top, pretty much market oriented, my selections here. The interesting one, obviously, is this 12 Presolite. J-Mac rode in the trial, Waller, J-Mac, race day, and if you notice, 4 moves ahead, which is one of the Sprue 2-year-olds at the moment. This horse came second by a small margin. I thought 4 moves ahead was trying a little bit, actually, and Presolite did a good job to get very close to it, and they put 3 lengths on the 3rd horse. So I'd suggest that's a good sign. you always get that weird filly, Waller with the pink sort of colours. They're not, they don't exactly fly like they did
Wins
in
are
the
few
old.
and far between these days. They used to be winning all the time.
Look, I mean, the one in the price range I'm sort of against is number 11, Naples. I know it comes out of the higher standard stuff, but I thought it pretty much, I mean, it's good that it went to Kembla for the trial, but I thought it sort of showed what it's got there, and I couldn't really line it up with many of the other horses in that trial. So sort of happy to just thinking that one might be overplayed slightly, but it's a chance.
Yep.
And what was the substitution was a decent little trial, but I mean, am I going to back MRR Brewer in what I think is a Metropolitan Standard race? Probably not, but it was a nice trial. Lots of horses of interest to look at, and I mean, I thought number 3 Oblique. I'm waiting for the Snowdens to start doing some good stuff again, and interesting. One run on the Sunshine Coast, a long spell, and then 2 decent trials.
Yeah.
Yet again, not a bet. And a sneaky one again is number 2 Golf of Aden, which I know did not much in its first trial, but its second trial it came fourth. But quite remarkably in that trial, the 3 horses that finished in front of it, and it was very close to the other 3, were Shakiro, who won the Magic Millions $2 million race, Remark, who is one of the Spruik 2-year-old horses, and Tiger of Malay, who has been a Saturday Metropolitan winner as well. So a pretty deep trial there. There are lots of horses of interest, but at the moment, one I'm probably going to back is Russian Standard, but for a future perspective, keen to watch the race.
Okay, yep. Well, very well said. That horse you did mention, Oblique, I thought it was a little bit different, and it looks like it may have found a tough race to resuming, but I'll be having something on it, big odds. It did something on the debut, and strange. I don't know what they were doing up there, what sort of race they were trying to get it into, but unusual placement for Snowdens. But yeah, it looks like it's come back okay. So I have a opinion on it. But it looks a good race for the favourites anyway. Might be good form. Let's do race number 2. It's a 1,600 metre maiden. We've got so Zood. So we've got 2 horses in the same ownership. So are we possibly getting a scratching here? Not sure, but 2 good jockeys booked, maybe not. Zuden and Osabuco, which is $4 Osabuco, $3.90 Zuden. A horse, Tycoon Haley, coming from different form, is next in line, $4.80. That's that. And I'll bring up my map here, which has just an average tempo this time. So Visceral to go forward from Zuden, Appalite just off its back. So just nice and gentle, basically. Race 2, Gord.
Yeah, I've decided to go against the Mighty Beal Osabuco form race.
Right,
and that can get rid of a large. Can get rid of a large percentage of the market. I think this is a weakish race, and there's a horse here that might just be, in my eye, a really good sort of middle distance horse, and that's number 5 Tycoon Haley. Now, strange. See, with these lightly raced ones, I'm not so concerned about dramatic jumps in distance. You know how everybody hates the 11 to 14, but when you're talking about sort of young horses, maybe that just means they're getting to their right distance. And to my eye, this is the one, because if you can line this up with a horse like Military Parade Map. You know what I mean? So it was Select got all favours, really slowly run race. This only got out super late and extended beautifully. To my eye, sort of like might even have more upside than Military Parade off that run, because it didn't get out too late, and at least Military Parade got the revs up a little bit earlier. I think and this could be welcome back to race riding. Hey, Adkins. Could be a put-in takeout job here. Pretty keen to take that $4 to $5, particularly with all the others being linked together, and I didn't think there was anything flash about them, and they're taking up such a large percentage of the market. Another thing too, I liked its trial before its first up run over 1,200 metres, and past the post and to my eye, it's always a question mark, 12 to 16, but you got to make a decision one way or the other, and I'm saying off my eye, I think this is going to love the 1,600 metres. pretty keen to back it.
Yep. I'm with you. Sort of the 5 for me, Tycoon Haley. So didn't really know. Don't know what's under the bonnet, but it's sort of $5. You might even get better. I'm not really sure, but yeah.
Well, the interesting too, Matt, there's 2 main form races, and they're both not very good, which is the Mighty Beale race and the Vintage Harvest race. Like, you've got really near the whole field. So you get an ultimate DF, and have a look at that race last start, guys, and make your own mind. But I think 16 could be good.
Yep, I'm with you. Okay, well, let's move on to race 3, which is a 1200 meter 72 for 3-year-olds. Market has so Salatine has had decent support. They went up 270, now it's 215.
There's a scratching in there, Matt.
Oh, is it the favourite? Sorry, the one's been scratched. I just can't see, as usual. I just can't quite get my scratch prices to come through Dynamic. If anyone knows how to do that, let me know. So, okay, so Ocean Emperor's come out, 215 for Salatine. Geist is $4 from Femino. That's right. I remember that horse. I was in Melbourne at one point. Super Effort next in line there, but I guess Salatine is the favourite off its pretty impressive last start win. Has good times. Nick Tock is leading an average tempo from Rhythmic Pulse. Salatine is back last this time. So,
At least it's going to be last in a very small field. Because when I'm looking at this and I'm thinking, okay, you map in the wrong spot and you come off a dominant provincial win, and when some of these have been running in metropolitan races at some stages of their career anyway, and then the more I went through the race, Matt, I just thought the only decision I have to make is how much am I going to mark it down for map position if it is biased like I think it might be. I've sort of reached a stage where I'm kind of thinking against this kind of opposition, I can still get it pretty short even though it's map negative. I'm with you. That was dynamic. That was really good figures. The figures it did, it can do better again, Matt, because it could actually go faster earlier than it was going and would still reel off the same late sectionals. I think it's got a bit of talent. Love the fact that it went off on a win, Matt. You know what I mean? And then comes back and says, "Yeah, you're here. You went off with a win, and then dynamic win first up. T-Berry on board, 55. Not impressed with the trials and what Femino did last preparation. And I know I've always thought Geist was an overrated commodity, and it's getting rather late preparation blue colours as well. And Super Effort I've had enough of now as well. By the way, all of them are sort of you've sort of got to give them a little bit of percentage because it could be down to who gets the right position in running and map favours. But look, I'm only interested in one horse, number 6, Salatine. Okay,
well, talk me through, Femino for you. Just how the trial has been quietish, has it?
I only watched its latest trial. And the only tick I could give it is the fact that I like it when they trial down at camp. I like it when these stables send them to Kembla, Gosford, Wyong to do trials. I think that's a nice little sign. It showed nothing in the trials, not even a blue colours where I'm saying it was hidden. I'm a little bit confused about the horse.
Okay, well, I'm definitely with you with Salatine for sure. I just looks a little bit juicy, sort of Femino, as in, kept running places last prep, or not running places, getting narrowly beaten in town, and sort of, but I don't know, hopefully for our sake it's not quite right. I might chop out on it or have something small on it, but Salatine for me, that was super impressive. And as long as it's you can make a little bit of ground and come wide like it did last time, I'll be backing up on it.
I'm saying there's a chance, even if there is bias on the day, it's one of those ones that might be able to overcome it anyway. There's not much in this race.
Okay, sounds good. Well, race 4 is the $33 race at $2,600. $72. Interesting, actually, the placement of races. A lot of these maidens in race 5 and 6 you don't get too often with lots of first starters, but I think that makes it a little bit more interesting, the card. But anyway, getting back to the distance race, it's 2,600. Lagrisa is basically even money, touch of 210 around. Space is Deep, 550 is the best price, and that's pretty level after that. The map says that it's average tempo, so Innovacious and Castel del Sant'Angelo, sorry. Lagrisa just camping just behind it off an average tempo. Space is Deep just up there as well. So yeah, what are you going to do here, Gord?
Oh, you're Nostradamus there, Matt. $33.
Yeah. Look, I thought Lagrisa was pretty impressive last time, and it just seems to be marching on the spot to win another race. The placement of it. Look, I know Space is Deep, and that is, they're sort of all tied to each other, these horses, and I just thought Lagrisa was too good for them. And despite the 3 kilo weight rise, barrier 1 with Tommy sticking, I'll be sticking with it. And even money, look, I don't know, it's pretty tight, but it's not much of a race. That was how I saw it.
And if it ends up being fancy, and it is, one back on the fence, these staying types, because of the tight angle of the turn late, they tend to get off the fence and open up a run on the inside too. So it could work out.
Yeah. That's it. That's it for me. I guess Castel Sant'Angelo has a little bit of something because it was only second up last time at 2,200. I think I've beaten 2.8 by the Lagrisa, so maybe there'll be some interest in it. But I thought it did it too comfortably, Lagrisa, to bet against it. So on top, not a stack of value, but we'll see what happens with the market. Race 5, it is a 1,100 meter maiden. This is where some of these first uppers and debut horses come into play. So Raoul is the favourite. That's how I'm pronouncing it, Raoul.
Yep.
Blue colours, 280. Rachel King on board. Double X is about $5. There's been a touch of money for it. What else has been some money for? Legal Challenge, a little bit of money, not much. It's $6, $7 still there. That's it there. And I am looking at the map, which they're saying Double X will lead, average tempo, nothing, Oblivion up there if it's in. Yeah, Rail gets back basically. So, what are you doing here, Gord?
Definitely going to bet in the race. Going to back to first upper. That's number 3, Double X.
Okay.
That was a sneaky trial, that one, guys. This horse, and I'm loving the fact that it's drawn wide. It's not one that it doesn't ping and doesn't have a great deal of acceleration. It's just a grinder.
Yep.
So Nashua will a leader grinder from outside draw. If he just goes on a decent clip on this thing, I think that there's pretty much no chance to run past it. Like this trial, like when this other horse called Oslo came at it, yet again, as soon as it sort of noticed it coming, just had other gears up its sleeve and was a mile in front past the post. That horse that came at it and ended up getting embarrassed a little bit past the post is a horse called Oslo, which came out and won at Scone the other day by about 2.5 lengths or something like that. And that was on like a tiny bit of a sticky track too. So I'm saying that's all right first up. Wide barrier, Nashua Willa riding, grinder, not much opposition. Really happy to take the $5, particularly if there's a little bit of bias spotted earlier on in the program. I'd be willing to take a lot shorter than that, and I'll still be backing this horse anyway because as long as it gets clear air, I think it's going to win. Particularly because I'm not 100% impressed with the favourite Rail. So I know you could say that mid prep trial for the blue colours is a positive tick, and yes, it is. And you could say it's a tick because it ran against a decent horse in Bailix there, but I thought it pretty much for a mid prep trial. wasn't exactly what I'm looking for. And then, you know, when you interrogate the form of its first 2 runs and its first 2 placings, I don't think there's anything crash hot about that anyway. So, so who's the horse that I think is the best and has actually trialled the best? Well, shit, it's the Nash one for sure. Easy bet to have. And yet again, you know, I think the other horses are really limited. That's why I kind of like programs like this, Matt. It's like, there's a couple that might be metropolitan class, and the rest, you're going to be battling around in provincial runs your whole career. So very keen to back number 3, Double X.
All right, well, that's good to hear because it's a super weak race from all the figures and stuff like that. So I like when that happens. So I might have something on with you there, Gord. Let me know when you're on.
Well, it'll be too late by the time we're finished filming, remember?
Yeah. It normally goes off right now, doesn't it? Remember? Someone's hacked our live Zoom. Okay, race 11. Same situation here. 1100 for girls this time. Attribution. Let me just check that. Race 6. Yeah, Attribution is a favourite. Blue colours, James McDonald. 280. Not much money around for it unless the tab opened at something. No, they didn't. Our Lancet next in line, 420. Drummond, $5. No real movement after that. The map says that we will get a stack of speed. So Drummond, Virtuous Miss, and our Lancet all fighting for the front, basically. So fast tempo predicted. Attribution taking a nice little camp, just 1 pair or 2 pairs back maybe, and yeah, that's it basically. It's set. They say it's game on here, race 6.
Yeah, I'm going against the first uppers on this occasion, even though they're the ones that you know, come from good stables, got good connections, good jockeys, etc., etc. I know it's won its last 2 trials, this our Lancet, and it can definitely win this race. But and it's new and fresh, you know what I mean. So there's some scary stuff about it. I thought it tried a little bit too hard in the trial. So it's not going to be a bet for me. Can it win? Well, of course it can with those positives that I previously mentioned. Where else are we going here? We're looking Drummond. Look, I'm not sure that's a good form race, that Hawkesbury race. And I'm sort of always sort of take that Hawkesbury form with a degree of caution. Nash goes on board and will take a forward position. You know, did have its only ever career last preparation in a metropolitan race, but yet again, I'm not seeing it. Not to take $5 anyway. And what was the other one? Oh, and the favourite, Attribution. Another blue colours, at least that went down to Kembla for the away trial. But yet again, I wasn't impressed with the trial. I thought it tried a little bit too hard. But you know what? A lot of the time with blue colours, there's a little bit more up their sleeves off the trial. But another thing, Matt, then I go back and have a look at all its runs last preparation, and I'm not seeing a lot of fantastic stuff there anyway. You know, there's some all right horses in its form lines there, but this horse is not a superstar, so it's not. Well, sorry, it doesn't need to be a superstar to win this race, but you know what I mean. Like, it's not a blue colours that I have a high opinion of.
Okay.
Can it win this race? Yes, it definitely can. And then there's the bet for me, which obviously I'm taking a shot in the dark here because I'm backing Green Allard and A. Gibson, which is number 4, Bright Eyed Girl. Little gear change there to take the blinkers off. I've noticed that day at Newcastle, it was massive favourites to be up the front on that occasion. This horse had to sort of get out, and when it did get out late-ish, I thought it extended quite nice, and it had no right to sort of extend nicely like that because the sectionals run late in that 900 metres were pretty insane. They ran 33-1 home, so for it to make up any ground is a pretty good sign. You could argue that, I mean, you're not going to get everything you want when you're taking $8 and you've got these connections, but super weak race. You know, a little bit of a negative there is Dragon's Beauty isn't much of a horse, and it did come second, but it was sitting OSL, and the winner Bastica, who was a short price blue colours, was leading. So. And to be honest, I think that Bright Eyed Girl is going to be suited by the extra 200 metres as well. So there's a couple of things that I'm got to take a guess on. But with yet again the limited nature of the other horses in the race, pretty keen to have something on an $8. Another thing I'll mention there too is that I mentioned both Bright Eyed Girl and a horse called Calgary Queen when we were doing a review for a Wednesday meeting as well, Matt. And I think Calgary Queen ran in the Metropolitan race and then went and won the other day quite dominantly. And it came second by 2.1 lengths to Bright Eyed Girl on that occasion. So I just think it's a suspicion that might be an all right horse, particularly at the 1100 metres with question marks against what I consider other chances, but not bets for me.
Okay, all right, fair enough. Yeah, I can't really add too much for this race at all. So I haven't really, I mean, I guess the key part is I sort of haven't found attribution from any of its runs previously. So, you know, if it finds a weak race, it can win, but I can't be with it. So let's move to race 7, 1600 metre, 72. Watching this race on TV. One of the boys is in Rich and Shameless, isn't he?
Yes, he is having a great preparation. Yeah.
What's his name?
Hasn't jagged that highway win yet, which I think they were hoping for.
Right. Okay. Maybe they're trying to qualify for something. But yeah, he was messaging me about it. So well done to. I can't remember your name, but I'll look it up. But okay, race 7, the last race today, a mile 72. We've got, so flexible resumes here at even money. Not resumes, races again at even money. Champagne Vega is next pick out to $7. Invasion Day, Glamour Fox, sort of all double digits after that. The map says that, Solid Tempo, Glamour Fox, Know It All Jack. Know It All Jack always brings lots of pace into races. Sky Diamonds, Foxborough. So plenty of speed up front. Flexible, as we know, gets back to last and has been steaming down the outside at Kensington. Champagne Vega also has been steaming down the outside, but that was on a outside fence day.
That was like crazy. Yeah, that was that Canberra day was even more dramatic than the Kenzo wet day.
It was like one of those, you know, the jockeys could pick an ice cream off the ice cream stand if someone was set up close to the outside rail. So interesting for Champagne Vega, barrier 1, which doesn't suit its style. Barrier 9, I suppose you'd say that suits flexible. And it also says there's a lot of pace on for it. So anyway, what are we going to do about the price of that flexible, Gord? What do you think about even money?
I think I've got to take it. But I wouldn't be getting involved until we establish track pattern. And it's one of those occasions where I don't care. So if we establish that the bias is considerable to up and in, then I'll just bet late because I still can't see it getting beaten. So here we go. It's probably got like 3 key negatives for me, which is Matt might be against it. Fifth start, first prep. I give that a negative.
Yeah.
Fifth start in a preparation, blue colours, I give that a negative. So there you go. There's 3 negatives. I don't really care. It's flying. Matt. Oh, beat good omens, you know. It's beaten some decent horses still, not just beaten them, owned them. Okay.
It sure has. Yeah, absolutely. Looked at definitely on top for me. As Gord said, track. If you can make some ground, I'll definitely be keen to step into the evens. But who knows? Also Gord says if the inside becomes a bit on pace, we might get a better price to sort of back it at the end. It's definitely on top. I'm not too sure at this point, but I'll be having something on it. So. That's the last of Gosford, and we'll be back on I guess Friday. There's going to be another night meeting.
That's the last one, Matt. And I think they're free after that. So
we might put in some holiday leave after that. But anyway, I hope you guys got something out of it. I don't know. Should we recap here? What's your best of the program, Gord?
Oh, look, I just bet all day, guys. You know, it's fine. Just miss one race, the 2600 metre race, and then go for Matt's one, which is
that's my best.
When Matt's getting involved there in that short price range, you can tell he's pretty keen because he likes to find a bit of value. And if he talks for more than a minute about a horse that's $2.10, I'd suggest He's pretty keen. Reading between the lines.
Reading between the lines. Said too much. No. All right, thanks, guys.
Thanks, guys. Good luck.
We'll be back again shortly. I guess there'll be no top-up show tomorrow, so.
I think there might be.
Might be. Okay, we'll stay tuned. All right, thank you. See you next time.
See you guys.